guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an updated tutorial on how to make your own audio. So first, what you want to do is you want to get into your After Effects and you want to open a new composition. You want to set the duration to 1 minute, and you can set it in whatever width. It can be literally wild because it doesn't really matter. The next thing you are going to want to do is you're going to want to find your song. I am going to do She Stayed by Alexandra Kay, and I'm going to search the lyric video for it. There it is, and then I'm going to copy that link. You can directly copy it from Safari if you're using a Mac. And then I go into Video Proc. It looks like this. You click Downloader, and then you click Add Video. You paste and analyze. And then there it is. If you want to be fancy and not have the actual video resolution, you're going to click audio only, MP3, click done, and then you're going to click this little down arrow. And if for some reason it doesn't work, you can just click that download now. It just takes a little while. Usually it does work, I think, because I X'd out and went back in. I think now it's not going to work, so I'm just going to, now that once this says 100%, that means it's fully downloaded. There it is. I'm going to X out of Video Proc. I'm going to add this MP3 file into here. I'm going to do nothing except for think about where in the song I want my edit to take place. A good place to usually make your editing audios is from the bridge into the last chorus, because it usually has the biggest build up. Also, sometimes you can use that end and not have to fade anything out or anything fancy. Scroll to about, I usually do about 75% of the way. It helps if you know the song. I'm gonna find the bridge here. It's a really good build-up bridge. Here it is, and right on the beat, I'm gonna split it. So I'm going to make a video also, which if I posted it already, I'm gonna link that above in that upper right-hand corner. If not, then you should subscribe and turn on notifications because that video will be coming soon. How to make your edits on beat and how to tell where the beat is, because I think that is something that I really struggled with when I first started editing. And there's not very many tutorials for it because it's kind of hard to teach, but I kind of wanted to explain how to do it. And then I'm going to click Control 8. Shift Command D to slice that in half, delete that first half, pull this to the front. This is going to be my intro. Where was that drop off? There it is, right there. I'm going to click Control 8. And that's where I'm going to stop my audio distortion. This is actually a really long intro. I might cut it. Okay, it's going to be too long. So what I'm going to do is cut off this front half here and not use that, because I feel like that's a good stopping point. You kind of want to divide your intro into segments, because that way when you get to the end and if it's longer than a minute, you can cut it off easier, and that's exactly what I did. Oh, look, I found the end of it. So I might be able to use just the end of how it fades out. I'm going to Shift Command D, cut off that end part. I don't even have to do a fade out like I normally would. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this, and you can do this beforehand too. I just feel like it takes longer because it's slower, but I right click this and then I go into time and I click time stretch. And I usually do about 102 to 104, and this is going to be by how long it is. So you notice the duration would normally be 44 seconds and 23 milliseconds, or I don't know what else we do that by, and that's going to be 46, and this is going to be 45. So for this one, I'm going to do like a 103. I usually notice that 104 keeps my time stamps exact, and what I'm going to do now is go through my timestamps real fast and fix them if they're off. Okay, so I know that I'm going to at least muffle this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shift Command D again, split this right where it picks up, so where it has that beat drop, bam. And then I'm going to just I have a muffle preset, but I'll show you what it looks like. So I can add up to 2 of these on here before it starts getting wonky. If I want it to be very, very muffled. You want to have 2 bass and trebles. So bass and treble, you want the first one to be set to 25, the first treble to be -100, and then the next bass to be 0, and then the next treble to be -100. Now, Whenever you first get it, they're both going to be set at 0. So use my settings if you like them, or you can just play around with it. What I'm going to do is split this again. And then for this, I'm gonna do some other audio effects. So I'm gonna do some panning. So what you do is you wanna add the stereo mixer, and then you'll want to get the left pan and right pan and just click the little timer. Click U and it'll open up the left and right pan. So I kind of like to do it on the exact beat. I'm going to go to my second timestamp. And right now, to switch between just the timestamps, instead of clicking I and O, I am just clicking J and K. So to switch between your timestamps, J and K. J as in forward, K as in next, just like they are on the keyboard, similar to the I and O. Just the I and O goes from the beginning of the clip to the end of the clip. We are going to put this left pan at 100 and then the right pan at -100. I'm going to copy that because not there, but at the next one I'm going to copy that setting. Not there, but at the next one I'm going to copy that setting. Not this one. And so you're adding that 100 to -100 that's opposite every other timestamp. And then I'm going to add just that regular one, the first one that we had, to the other timestamps. A lot of people will add, with that muffle on that intro, they'll make the intro quieter. I just find that that's kind of problematic for me. But if that's your thing, another thing that people do is also after the intro, they will slow down the second part of their audio. I just don't like that personally, and that's just like in a personal opinion. This is the specific video that I use to find my whooshes, and I use the third whoosh from that. So I have that as a separate MP3 file because I use it so often. So I just plop that right there in between my intro and then the regular part of my edit. I usually click the L button to get up my audio levels and click a -2. And then I listen to it back. I actually don't think this needs to have a -2, so I'm gonna try it with... If it doesn't cover that jagged difference, because listen without it. What that whoosh is doing, it needs to cover that. And I think it does. Command All, and then I have my pre-compose. You can right click and then click pre-compose, and then after you can add your reverb, and I have a reverb setting. So it starts out as this reverb 2. It starts out at 100. I move it down to 70. It starts at 75 for diffusion. I move that down to 50. I keep the decay the same. I move the brightness to 100 versus 10. I move the dry out to 95, and then the wet out to 16. And then how I render this is I don't even use Media Encoder, which I actually do use a lot, but I don't use it for this. I pre-compose the whole thing with reverb on. Make sure to click adjust composition duration to the time span of the selected layers. All attributes to new composition. Then click OK. And then you do that twice, and then you go in here and you won't have any effects, and you'll make sure that they go on. And all you'll do is you click composition, add to render queue, you'll fix lossless, format, MP3, okay, and then you click the output to, and then you name it, whatever the song is called or whatever you want to call your audio. And then all you do is you click return. And it sometimes takes a second, depending on how many audio effects you have on yours. Here it is, and you'll be able to play it. And that is how you make your own audio just out of song. And you should use any song that you like, because editing should be with your music, because that's important. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. Love you guys. Bye.